Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? Can you guys hear me okay? I see lots of you hopping on. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Can you guys hear me okay? Just want to do a really quick sound check. Steph and I both had some baby situations we had to take care of, but we're here and we're super excited to be here. You guys, welcome to our Thursday night DU family night. We are going to bring a great topic tonight. I am super excited. So you guys, for those of you who might not know me, my name is Brittany Legette. I have the honor of sort of coordinating and hosting our DU family night every Thursday night at 8:52 p.m. Eastern time. So we've had some really incredible topics lately, and tonight is no exception. So when we created the topic list, we really wanted it to make sense. We really wanted it to flow. We really wanted it to be super relevant and helpful to new coaches, and really just for each coach who is just considered themselves in the trenches building this business. And tonight's topic is honestly one of my very favorites because I'll give you just a really small, quick story for me. I started as a coach when I was working full-time as a nurse. And so time management has always been a really important concept to me, just because I had to figure out how to build this business that I believed so much in while I prioritized my full-time job, my full-time career. And so fast forward, I then transitioned to be a full-time Beachbody coach, and it was just me. And so a lot of times my husband was deployed, no babies yet, just, animals to take care of. Still a very busy schedule and a busy organization to manage, but I definitely had a lot of flexibility with my time. And so that was sort of a different sort of challenge in being productive, even though you have a lot of time. So those of you might, kind of relate to that. Even those of you who maybe aren't super strapped for time, maybe you do have a lot of time, but you're still not as productive. And then fast forward to this past year, having a baby in the mix, it changes things, right? And so you have to, again, relearn how to be as productive as possible in your business. And so what I always talk to my coaches about, especially my coaches who are like sort of transitioning to just treating their business very seriously with really big specific goals, maybe with income. I always talk to them about, we're creating this business to obviously help people, but from the business standpoint, we're building this business not so that we can spend more time working, although we do love what we do. The goal is not to just spend more and more hours working. The goal is to get more productive so that you can have more time and more time freedom to do whatever it is that you choose to do, right? So whether it be a hobby or, I don't know, or something with your family, or just whatever else that draws you, whatever you feel called to. And so I love this business so much. It has been a huge blessing in my life, and I really want to always highlight the people who are figuring out how to be super effective in this business without being behind a computer for, unending hours every day or every week. I really want, as a team, Dynasty United team family, I really want us to always recognize and really put on a pedestal the habits that we can build in order to be just so super effective and productive, so that we have more time to do the great things in our life that we want to do, and in turn bless a lot of other people. So that leads me to tonight, you guys. I really hope you are showing up with pen and paper every week. I'm getting ready to publish a poll right now, so take just a second and let me know, and let Stephanie know where you're at with your power hour. Do you do a power hour every single day without fail, or do you need to get on that daily train? So let's just kind of see where you're at. It's totally okay to be honest. It's completely anonymous, so don't worry. No one's going to turn you in to the power hour police, but just kind of want to know where we're at with that. So I think this training, is going to be incredibly helpful. I've seen her slides. Just amazing, right? So I really hope you've got pen and paper ready to go. I like to jot my stuff down. I'll show you guys my notes folder another time, but tonight is going to be no exception. So she's going to give you call to action, so you better be ready for it. So this is a learning session tonight, which I'm so super excited about, because I can always learn. Although I've studied and practiced time management for 5 years now, I can always learn more. And so Stephanie is the perfect person to teach us, you guys. Stephanie Mialki, she has been a coach for a couple years now. She is a top 100 elite coach. She's a 5-star diamond coach. She's a mom of 2. She's a Success Club legend. She's almost a Success Club 10 legend, which means for 2 years. straight. I think she'll be that either this month or next month. So her topic is just so perfect. It is nap time hustle and why Power Hour works for me. And so I am so super excited to learn from her. Stephanie, I'm gonna bring you on, girlfriend, and I'm just gonna say thank you in advance for everything you're gonna share with us. I know that everyone is so excited. The poll is loud and clear. I don't know if you can see the results of the poll, but 8% of us do a Power Hour every single day without fail. 92% of us need to get better on utilizing a Power Hour every single day. So I think this is going to be huge, 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 huge for our team family. So let me turn it over to you. Thank you so much. You're amazing mom first, and you're an amazing entrepreneur as well. So let me turn my microphone off and let you take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Can you all hear me? I want to make sure everybody can hear me. Make sure. I apologize in advance because my babies are not sleeping yet. One of them was banging on a door a couple seconds ago, and the other one is screaming in his room. So hopefully we'll be good. But as long as everybody can hear me. Nobody's replying. Yes. Okay. Everybody said they could. Okay. I am going to start this slideshow. Thank you guys so much for inviting me to talk on this. And thank you, Brittany, for that introduction. It feels like yesterday that I just became a coach and I was coming to these team calls and like I looked at everybody on this team like they were superstars. Like, you guys are superstars. You were like, I put you guys on such pedestals and everything, and I still do. So being invited to actually talk on this call is a super huge blessing for me. So thank you. I became a coach back in March of 2016. So I've been coaching almost 2 years next month. And I rank advanced to diamond in about 60 days. And I finished 2-star qualification that same year. In July of last year, we became a 5-star qualifying team, and we're holding steady at 5-star for this year. So we finished as top 100 elite. We were number 83. So I'm super excited about all of that. But I keep getting questions. A lot of coaches who have been around for a little while or are just starting, I'm getting questions of like, how did you do it? And like what did you do? And how did you get to 5-star so quickly? And I really don't have a lot of secrets. Yeah, I was supposed to use these slides. First timer here, about me. So I don't have a lot of secrets. Everything I do and everything I'm about to tell you is something you've probably already heard in a new coach training or anything like that. I do the vitals and I do them every single day. I show up, I'm proof of the product, I invite, I recognize, I do personal development, and I do these things every single day. And these aren't things that Beachbody puts out there and they're like, oh, here's the things you need to do every day. And like, this is going to make you successful. No, it really, really will make you successful if you do these things every single day. I'm consistent. I show up every single day without fail. And that's the only single thing that I can say I give credit to my success for. Yeah, I forgot what these slides were, so sorry. So most of you have probably heard the term Power Hour at some point. So for new coaches, what that means is a laser focused hour of your time spent working on your business. This is what I've been doing since week 3 in my business when I actually joined one of Brittany's live power hours. She was doing a live power hour. I think it was a Tuesday night, and it was like 9 o'clock. My babies were sleeping. They were really little at the time. And I jumped on and I had no idea what I was doing. And it just clicked. It made sense for me. I figured out what business behaviors I needed to do to actually make this a business and not just posting on social media. So if you haven't jumped into a live power hour yet, there's some on the Dynasty United family page in our Facebook group. If you search Power Hour, jump into one of those, try it. It's something you can do at any point, do it multiple times a day if you want to. I think the latest one was right before Christmas, and I still use those. Watching someone else and like listening to someone else guide you through it, it just keeps your momentum and the excitement going. So I really suggest plugging into that. But okay, first, let's get real. Some tough love, okay? My team is all on here tonight and they're probably rolling their eyes at me right now because I'm kind of known for some tough love. Because this is my business and I'm all about helping any single person. I don't care who you are, my team or not my team, who treats it like a serious business and respects the time of us as coaches. Our time is valuable. So if you want time, treat this like a business, and you deserve that time. So if you truly want to build a business with Beachbody, and if the answer is yes, you need to treat it as one. You need to treat this as a business. If you don't schedule time to work on your business, it's just a hobby, and you'll earn hobby income with it. In as little as 1 hour a day, though, one focused hour a day, you can build your business. However, you just have to make it a priority. Just like working out for 1 hour a day, if you do that one time, it does nothing. You do it 2 times a week, cool, it's becoming a thing. 5 times a week, now we're talking some serious results. This is a reminder to you that 1 hour a day has a huge compound effect over time. If you commit to 1 hour a day, you will build your business. I'm supposed to put a disclaimer in here. There's no guaranteed results of income, that disclaimer. Anyway, I don't know about you, but for me, when I first started working my business, the trickiest thing was finding an uninterrupted hour of time to really focus. When I started, my babies were 4 months old and 17 months old. So for me, it was during nap time or after the kids went to bed. Those were my only times that I had. And I also was working from home. I owned a digital marketing company. So I was working all day as well as trying to run my Beachbody business. So that meant during this hour, I wasn't checking Facebook. I was not scrolling Facebook. I was not checking my email. I was not watching my DVR. I was not staring at the baby monitor of my sweet sleeping babies. Honestly, for me, I would take my computer outside and I'd get a suntan while I was working. It was amazing. I'm not sure why I don't do that anymore, but it was amazing. I literally took my computer outside every day, and it just was my time, and it filled me up, and I loved it. So when I started working my business, I was working every day for an hour, plus some cracks here and there, like I'd respond to some messages later in the day, but 1 hour every single day. Now I work on average 4 to 6 hours a day. My business has grown, my team has grown, and it took 2 years to get to this point though. So I didn't do this starting on day one. Some of my coaches, they're like, you work all day, but I didn't when I first started. So I really want to point out that I only worked an hour a day when I first started. So I really encourage you guys to set business hours. I tell all of my coaches in the beginning to set up when they're going to work. These hours really depend on your long-term goals with the business. If you want to help people if you want to help people and make $50 or $60 here and there, that's great. That's perfect. Just post on social media, do your thing. You can do less and you don't have to stay consistent. But if you want this to eventually be full-time, or you want steady income, or you want to grow this, you might even want to build a 6-figure business or more. Who knows? I don't know what your goals are. But if you want to do that, you need to set the time and take it seriously. So I know it's already Thursday night, so I'm not saying you have to do this today, but this weekend, plan your week for next week. Include 1 hour every single day for a power hour. I want you to schedule the power hour, or 2. If you have time, do 2. Or do 3 or do 4, or however much time you have in the day, but set at least 1 hour a day. You'll find that your productivity will dramatically increase, and you'll feel great about what you can accomplish in an hour when you have a set schedule and a set to-do list of your hour. So starting Monday, commit to doing it every single day. Just like you're committed to doing your workouts every single day, commit to doing your power hour every single day. If an uninterrupted time doesn't work for you, I get it. You can divide it up into segments. I even have some people doing 80-day obsession, and because it's an hour-long workout, they just can't do it all at one time. So they do half an hour in the morning, half an hour at night. Do what works for you. Something is better than nothing. So do what works for you. The most important thing I can say when it comes to your power hour is to be consistent. Even if life is busy, or if your business is slow, you have to stay consistent if you want to build that momentum. Your friends and your followers, they need to know you're all in, that you aren't going to bail on them when things get tough. You aren't going to be taken aback when life gets crazy or when business is slow. You're going to stay consistent. So you'd be surprised, but people really watch, and they know if you're serious about this, because a lot of people go into network marketing and they go gung-ho for a couple weeks and then they kind of fizzle out and they don't stay consistent. That's the difference between people who succeed and people who don't. It's those who are consistent every single day. You don't have to build your business the fastest. You don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to be the prettiest. You don't have to be the best at anything. You just have to be the one who's still consistent every single day and showing up and being proof. So there's a ton of resources in our Coach Family page and the Dynasty United website for trackers for power hours. But find one that works for you. I tried probably 20 of them before I found what actually worked for me. I want to show you guys what my power hour looks like, what my routine is. But I first want to point out that I'm still Facebook. I'm pretty much all Facebook marketing. I have dabbled into Instagram, but I know I should probably be doing more of it, but it's just not natural for me yet. And I haven't tapped out my Facebook yet. So I am going to focus most of this on Instagram, on Facebook, but you can adapt most of it for Instagram as well. So I want to share with you guys this app. This app is called the Seconds app. I don't know if it's available on Android. I'm sure it's just an interval timer that you can probably get on Android as well, but this one's called Seconds. And what I do with it is I can schedule my power hour. So I go in here and I set it up. I just go through the settings and it's for like circuit training, so you can kind of like time yourself while you're working out. But I did the same thing for my power hour. So 30-second warm up. 2 minutes of adding new friends, 2 minutes of adding new Instagram contacts, et cetera, et cetera. This is one of the power hours that I have in my app. But I really, really like this app because when the timer goes off, I move on to the next thing. I highly suggest that if you have a hard deadline and you need to stay focused. So if you have a 1 hour and you have to be done in 1 hour, set your power hour up in the app so that you're done in 1 hour. And you can keep going. So you race the clock to get as much as you can done to keep you on task. I also recommend doing the following in 1 hour. Use your personal Facebook page. Don't create a brand new Facebook page for Beachbody. You already have people that love you and trust you on your current Facebook page. So don't, this is really for like new coaches, but don't go and start a brand new page and try and build that page just for business, because I've had a few coaches do that. Maybe it's going to work for you, but in my experience with my coaches, it hasn't worked for them. Okay, 1 hour. Set a timer, use an app, turn off all of your notifications. Put your phone on airplane mode and get laser focused. This is what you got to do to prep for your power hour. My first thing that I always do every single time I do a power hour, when I'm sitting down and I'm actually getting into my mindset laser focused, I read my why every single day. Remind yourself why you're spending this time, why you're taking an hour out of your day when you could be spending that time with your kids or your husband or your dog or whatever, and you are taking an hour because of this. Why are you doing it? Then tell yourself that you're a top coach. You are the best coach in this organization. I don't care if you started yesterday. You are the best coach in this organization. Everybody should want to work with you because you're consistent. You are motivated. You're leading with your heart. Tell yourself that you are a top coach. Remind yourself that what you're offering to people is a gift that's going to change their life. Turn on some music that pumps you up. Remind yourself that you're not bothering these people. They want to hear from you. You're not trying to sell them anything. You're just looking to have a conversation about their fitness goals. Okay, so that's what I do to warm myself up. First 5 minutes of my power hour, I spend that time adding 5 new friends. I don't overthink it. I typically go through my suggested friends list. I might friend request from there, but I like to change things up because that gets boring to me. And I find that like the quality of people kind of keeps going down the more I go through that list. So what I like to do is I go through my friends list and I find someone who I really, really wish was on my team. And then I friend request 5 of their friends, because if she's awesome, 5 of her friends are probably awesome too. So I go through that. Some quick little tips. I wouldn't send more than 30 friend requests within an hour. And I also would be careful about making sure you have friends in common, not just like randomly going and friend requesting people, because Facebook will flag you and it'll know that you're just friend requesting random people. They like to think that you're friend requesting friends, people you actually know. All right, so that's first 5 minutes. Timer goes off. Move on. I don't care if you got 4 done. Move on. You got to move on when the timer goes off. Now you've got 5 minutes to respond to all comments and likes. So go through all of your likes and comments from your posts since your last power hour. So if this is your first one, maybe do like the past day, or if you've got extra time, 2 days or something like that. But go through all of your posts on your Facebook page and respond to all likes and comments from posts from those previous times. So these are basically people that are raising their hand. Anyone who likes or comments your post, these people are basically like, hey, I'm interested. Like, I want to know what you're doing. And they're waiting for you to reach out to them. Many, many people are interested and they're not going to take the first step. You need to take that first step to introduce yourself. So don't feel bad. Send them a message, something along the lines of like, hey, babe, thanks for the love on my workout post this morning. Dang, those side planks were hard. Your support means more to me than you know. Are you on a fitness journey too? Just something easy breezy that you can send to people that is related to your picture or your post. All right, timer goes off, 5 minutes, moving on. Check in with your challenge group and team page. This is kind of self-explanatory, but go in and give some love to your challengers and your fellow coaches. This is super, super, super important. Even if you're not leading a challenge group or you don't have your own team page, it's important to show up for team culture in your team page. Culture is everything, because as you bring in new coaches, they want to see that you were a leader in that group. And as you bring in new challengers to the challenge group you are inviting to, even if you're not the leader, you need to show your challengers that you are an ideal challenger in that group and you're showing up every day and you are being how you want them to be. So show up in your challenge groups, be liking, be engaging, be sending messages if needed to like pump people up, keep them motivated. That's your job as a coach within a challenge group. And as a sister coach in your team page, you want to make, or brother coach, you want to make sure that you are keeping your other coaches accountable and motivated to keep moving on. All right, 5 minutes. Timer goes off. This is where things get hard, as some people say. This is where some people struggle, which is why I give 10 minutes for this. 10 minutes to invite to the challenge groups, because you do not want to send copy and paste messages. You want these to be authentic. So take 10 minutes and intentionally and boldly invite to your challenge group. Maybe it's someone who commented on a post a few weeks ago, and you just kind of like said, hey, thank you to them in a message. Maybe it's someone who posted a picture of herself on the beach wearing a t-shirt. Maybe it is someone who had a baby a couple months ago. Maybe it is your mom's friend from work who's been complaining that her knees hurt. Whatever it is, find a reason and connect with them about that reason. Go for it. Invite them. Help them. You're not trying to sell them something. You're trying to help them make their life better, make them feel better, make them be more confident. Don't feel bad about inviting people. The worst they're going to say is no, or they're going to delete you and they weren't your tribe anyway. So that's okay. It's not a big deal. You're going to get no's. Go for that no. You're not trying to sell something. You're just trying to connect. All right. Timer goes off. We move on. Now we spend 10 minutes inviting to the coaching opportunity. I try to get 3 in, but usually I don't usually get that many. So I sometimes come back to this because this is the one that takes me the most time, because I really, really want people to feel it. I want people to know that I'm being genuine with this one. So what I do is I scroll my friends list and I look at all of the girls in my friends list, or as they come up. And I stop. Some of them make me just stop. I can see them on my team. I can envision them on my team. So if I see someone who I think would really love this community or love an aspect of coaching, I stop. I take a few seconds and I think, why do I want them on my team? Why do they want to be on my team? I envision it for them. So for example, I just invited a girl the other day. She travels all the time. She's super young. She's single. Well, she has a boyfriend. And she doesn't have kids. She's already into fitness. And I just feel like she'd love this community. She's at a point in her life where she could earn an income from anywhere. She could get an established business together before she settled down and thinks about marriage and babies. And she could quite possibly never have to go and get a corporate job. She loves to travel. This would give her the opportunity to travel with her family as she gets, as she grows in her own personal life. And I saw that for her. So I shared that with her. I envisioned it for her. And I told her that I could see her sitting next to me in the beach in Mexico and hanging out. I told her that. And then I just said, would you be interested in hearing more about this? So she hasn't joined yet. I'll be honest, she hasn't joined, but we've had conversations about it. And that's planting those seeds. You want to plant as many seeds as you can, because she may have gone to lunch later that day with her 5 friends and she's like, oh yeah, this girl was talking to me. That's how you grow. That's how you see momentum, is just planting those seeds. Seeds multiply. So this is working really well for me. I have signed many coaches doing this method. So I definitely suggest that. But like I said, this takes me a little bit of time. So I usually don't get 3 in, although I try to get 3 in. I do get 3 in every single day. So if I have to come back to it, I will come back to it. Just like Autumn said, if you guys are doing 80-day obsession today, she said, I do it for me. If she misses a rep because she's talking or whatever, she comes back. Even if she comes back when the cameras are off, she goes back to it. I come back to anything that I miss. And I suggest you do that too. Take a note while you're doing it. Put a sticky note on your computer, whatever you got to do to remind yourself to come back to that. Okay. Because you're only cheating yourself. Isn't that what she said? Okay. So next, 10 minutes of follow-ups. So follow up with anyone who's said no to you in the past, not right now, or straight up ignored you. I have someone, no joke, I have someone that ignored me. We had a conversation and then she ignored me for 12 follow-ups. But I kept going. I kept following up every time I had something new to offer her, every time I had something of value to offer her, whether it was invitations to free groups, a new sale, the health bet, whatever the new program launches. I would always tell her about these new things. And just a couple days ago, she goes, hey, I'm ready. After 12 times of ignoring me, she just comes out of the woodwork and she's like, hey, I'm ready. And I hadn't even sent her a message that time. So these people are watching you. You really, really want to make sure that you are following up with people, even if they say no or ignore you. And this person, it was 2 years ago. It was one of my first invites. So 2 years in the making that she's been watching me. So people are watching. Don't give up on people. They're watching. So do your follow-ups. Follow-ups are hard if you're not tracking them. So make sure, that could be a whole nother call, but make sure you are tracking your follow-ups, tracking the people you're talking to with some sort of a customer management tool. Okay, this is my favorite part because this is kind of like the aimless part. 5 minutes of scrolling. This is the only time I try to scroll during my entire day. Sometimes if I'm like rocking a baby, I'll scroll, but even then I'm usually inviting. So 5 minutes, scroll and engage. I really do hate scrolling. It's such a time waster, but it's like a time suck. So once you get into it, you just can't get out. But if you're going to do it efficiently. There are ways you can make lists on Facebook, actually. And again, we could do a whole call on that. So I'm going to let you Google it. Google Facebook lists. Figure out how to do it. But if you make lists of the hot prospects you're talking to, so if you're talking to people and you have a list of maybe 20, 30, hopefully 100 people that are like, yes, I think they're going to purchase, put them on a list. So you can go look at that specific list and just scroll the people that matter. So you're not looking at a feed of 200 coaches and challengers. Look at the hot prospects and then engage on those posts. Add value. Think of it when you're looking at one of their posts. What would you want if that was your post, what would you want someone to comment? Make it a genuine comment that's actually means something, not just an emoji or like, love it, something like that. Actually give them value. Something that would really hit their heart is what I usually find that like gets people to respond and maybe come back and look at your page and such. So comment the comments you wish you could get. 5 minutes, that's it. 5 minutes of scrolling. Okay. And then the last 5 minutes, content. So if you have 1 hour a day to work your business, you still need to be posting on social media the rest of the day. You can't just post once during your power hour and be done. You definitely want to stay consistent on social media. So you want to plan out your content. If you only have 1 hour a day, take a few minutes at the end of your power hour and write up a post, maybe 2 posts that you can save for later on in the day. If you're looking cute during your power hour, go take some pictures. Use that time to take a couple pictures so you have some photos you can use later in the week. Change your shirt. Put your hair up, do whatever you got to do just to make it look a little different. So your pictures are different throughout the week. Move locations, maybe sit on the stairs and sit in front of the door, whatever you got to do. But get some pictures of yourself. You definitely want to have your face consuming your social media. So I would suggest creating at least 1 post so that way you aren't sitting there trying to write a post later in the day. And that's it. That brings you to the end of your power hour. That's it. So time's up. That was 1 hour. And that's so much accomplished. I don't know if you guys were taking notes, but that is a ton of stuff. If you have another hour on your hands, go back to the beginning. Start at the top and do it again. Or if you missed spots, like I said, the coach one usually hangs me up. I'll go back and I'll go right to that specific area where I know that I need to focus on recruiting. Or maybe you need to focus on inviting or friend requesting. Figure out where you lacked and go back to that. It's that simple, you guys. If you do it every single day, you will see momentum. You'll see momentum in your conversations, in your relationships, in your social media following. And in turn, as long as you're having genuine conversations and they are you're knowledgeable about the products and about what we have to offer, you should see momentum in your own business. Just genuinely connect with people. All right, you guys see this take action steps slide. My suggestions and my take action steps for you guys is to write your power hour into your schedule. When are you going to power hour every single day? So just like you meal plan, just like you choose when you're going to work out every week, choose when you're going to do your power hour. Put it into your schedule and make it a non-negotiable. Just like you have to go to work from 9 to 5, you have to work your Beachbody business from 5 to 6 or whatever time that is. Put it in there, make it non-negotiable. Tell your family that's the 1 hour a day we get to watch Mickey Mouse or whatever, and make it your non-negotiable. Part number 2, write out your power hour checklist. So if you're going to use a power hour sheet, that's great. There's a ton of them, like I said, in the Dynasty United family page. Or you can go back and use these slides, just go through these. You can go to the live power hour that's on the family, the Facebook page. But whatever you're going to do, or maybe you just want to write it down as a checklist. Whatever you're going to do, write it down so you know what you're doing and for how long you're doing each step. Maybe use that interval timer or a timer itself, just a clock or anything like that, a stopwatch. But make sure you're timing yourself so when that timer goes off, you move on to the next thing. And the last thing, find a coach partner, a success partner of your upline, anybody, and tell them when and what you're going to do so that they hold you accountable to it. But be the success partner you want. If you want someone to hold you accountable, hold that other person accountable as well. So if you can't find a partner, I'll be everybody's partner. I don't care. Tell somebody when you are going to power hour and do it every single day without fail. And see where you go. If you commit to this for 30 days or 60 days or 80 days, get obsessed. Do it for 80 days. See where you are today and where you are in 80 days and see how much your business grows. Put that right alongside of your transformation pictures and just see what could happen if you commit to your power hour.
Okay, do you guys have any questions? Anybody have any questions for Steph why we are here? We can maybe take just a few. Oh, wait a second. There were some in the
I'm really bad at math. Someone said that they did 55 minutes, so they don't know if they missed something. It's possible that I didn't add my math in right, but
even better, less than an hour.
If you've got an extra 5 minutes, if you've got an extra 5 minutes, put it into inviting. That's what I would suggest.
Yes. Let's see what else. There were some questions earlier on. Let me scroll. But you guys who are thinking of some questions, you guys retype.
No pineapples. I love
it. That was so awesome. I know I saw some questions. I don't know if I can scroll back that far though. Okay, Jennifer asked, what happens if you fizzle out but then try to come back? Is it possible to redeem yourself? I'm guessing she means just as a coach in general. What do you think?
My opinion of that is absolutely. Like, people fall off their fitness journey all the time, but they can come back and get results. So why couldn't we come back as a coach and get results? Yeah. I would be humble about it. I'd be honest about it and tell people, like, guys, life happens. Who can relate to that? Everybody. Right. Totally. And just jump back into it. Just be honest. Be sharing your journey authentically the whole time.
I completely agree. Okay, how long do you wait before you follow up again? Like
anytime
with that 12-time person. Sorry.
Yeah, anytime I have some value anytime I have something of value to add, maybe that's every day for a week. It could be possible, but it's anytime I have something valuable. So if it's a free group opening, if it's a product launch, if it's a sale, if it's anything like that, something of value, or maybe it's I got personal results that I know she's looking for. Anything of value that maybe I even saw something on her social media page where she's struggling in her marriage. Maybe the community is what she needs. Whenever I can add something of value, I don't have a time limit. Could be 6 hours.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. I think that's really smart. I have just a little thing to add to that, just to echo what you said. I think that's why as successful business owners, it is so important for you to be in tune with what's going on in the network. So if 3-day refresh is all of a sudden on sale, that is just an opportunity to add that value to that person you spoke to 2 months ago that was thinking about doing it after Thanksgiving and then they forgot to get back to you or whatever. So it's little things like that when you're in the know and you're sort of reading your breaking news in in your coach office, or you're on the national wake up call and you're like, oh, I had a customer that was really thinking about that, or she would love that this mat is on sale now, or she was looking for extra sliders, or whatever the case may be. It's just another opportunity to reach back out and really personalize things. And that's also, I think, why it's important to move towards using some kind of system beyond pen and paper when you're having conversations and following up, because it's impossible to remember all those details. But if you've got a little section that you can write, oh, she's postpartum, so she's going to wait till she's cleared, or she's having trouble breastfeeding, so she's not ready, or whatever the case may be, so that you can personalize that follow-up. I think that's really awesome advice. To invite 5 people a day, when do you build relationships, and how long do you wait before you invite?
So what's working for me right now is when I friend request somebody and so someone else asked, what do I use in order to track for follow-ups? I've been using Streak and Teamsy. I've been using Teamsy, but I'm kind of transferring to Streak. So I like both of them. I think they're both great. I just don't want to have to pay for Teamsy anymore. But but doing that, when people come up that I haven't talked to before, I usually don't throw at them a message as soon as they accept me. I let them kind of like see my post for a little bit, see what I'm about before I send them something. Yeah. And so that kind of builds the relationship without having to build the relationship. Right. And when I do send them a message, it's something usually like, hey, I know you've probably seen me liking and commenting on your post. I just want to let you know I'm not a creeper. Right. I just want to be your friend. Keep it light.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just be fun. And before I invite, if I send that message, it's usually like 3 days after I'll send an invitation, or be like, or if that doesn't, sometimes it leads right to the conversation because they know what you're all about.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Did you already answer this? Do you message through email, not Facebook Messenger?
I am all about Messenger.
Yeah.
I'm Messenger. Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions, you guys? Remember, she built an elite team with her team during nap time, y'all. It's pretty awesome. I'm trying to think what questions I have. I'm just curious, do you have a set time every day that you work, or does it vary with your littles right now? Is it a set time?
For the most part, it's from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Okay.
Because I have a babysitter now.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Woohoo. Yeah. Awesome. You guys, anything else you want to ask Steph before we hop off? This is your opportunity. We ended just a couple minutes early, which was awesome, so that we had this opportunity to have some question time. Anything? I have something that's a little bit different, but okay, Christy, I see yours too. But how do you fit in? Like for me, like what I teach is like doing power hour like religiously every day, no matter what holiday, if you're sick, depending on your business goals, holiday, if you're sick, if you're moving, if you're on vacation, whatever, like stay really consistent and get it so routine that it's not that big of a deal, So like for me, like when I go on a vacation or something, I still do a power hour. I still check in on my business because it's not something that I dread. It's not like, oh, I have to power hour. So figure out your rhythm. But what I teach is also create little pockets of time, maybe once a week or a couple times a month, to do those extra projects. Like maybe something like for expanding your market, or maybe it's something a little bit more serious, like maybe taking better pictures or something. What do you teach in terms of that? Like we're talking about power hour. This is like the bare bones, do this every single day. What do you think about like the extra projects and stuff?
So I always tell my team to make sure they power hour first, because life happens. And if they don't get their power hour in and they created a landing page, cool, but then what?
Yeah.
So always power hour. So if you get your power hour in and you feel confident in the day, you got something accomplished, spend whatever other time you have on it.
Yes.
That's kind of like, if you have business goals, you'll get it done.
Yeah.
That's kind of my thing.
That is such perfect advice, because it's so true. It's like, you could have the most beautiful cover photo I've ever seen in my life, but if you're not inviting anybody, or if you're not showing up to do your workout, it won't matter. So, or you can have the best newsletter ever, and you can be the most organized person ever, but you're not doing the vitals and your business won't grow. Okay. How often do you follow up with the warmer leads?
Again, if it's a warmer lead, if I have something of value, anytime. I keep notes of everybody. So if I know that they are a postpartum mom, and I work a lot with diastasis recti mamas. So if I know that they are post C-section, or they're 8 weeks after they have a baby, I am messaging them because I know that they have been following me. I know where I was when I was post C-section. So I just think back to where I was in their journey when I was at that point, and I just kind of show up for them when I needed someone to show up for me.
That's awesome. Danielle says, I may have missed this because I hopped on late, but when do you build in time to respond? When do you build in time to respond to people who have replied to your message? Oh, when do you build in the time? I see. Sorry, I was reading it weird.
So honestly, I guess that's really not in my power hour, because I do that first thing in the morning. Like when I'm like drinking my Energize, getting ready for my workout kind of thing, I'm on Facebook just kind of responding to everything, because that really, really distracts me. I need a clean inbox. So I do that first thing in the morning, maybe even in bed half the time. But like, I'm responding to my messages, so my inbox is clean. I don't really include that in my power hour, because you could do that all day. Yeah,
that's true. Jennifer, she said she's mainly doing Facebook right now. Also, like, to do the whole message thing, if you really needed that to be like in your chunk of time, you could just add on, like Steph said, like you could just add on that five minutes. If you are so focused, it'll take you no time at all. And honestly too, if you set your timer and you're working against the clock, you stop like overthinking every response, and you just act like a normal person and have a conversation. And if you don't know the answer, you tell them, oh, I'm not sure. Like I'll ask around for you or something, So I think that's really good advice too.
When it comes to responding to messages, to unanswered messages, so people you haven't replied to yet, if you're on your computer, it's so much easier, because there's a little filter, the settings button in the top left corner. You can hit that little button and it'll show people that you've not replied to yet. So you're only looking at the not replies and not being distracted by your team thread and everything else. So you can chunk it down, and it looks a lot less daunting when you just have that list.
That's true. You can filter it down.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, guys, I think we're going to hop off unless there's any other burning questions. I think you guys asked some really great questions. We have our call to action posted in the Dynasty United Gather page already, so I would really encourage you to go there now and get kind of organized. If you need to come back to it tomorrow, if it's family time now, totally respect that, but maybe take a peek now and see what you can be thinking of for Friday, and get this kind of squared away before the weekend, so that you can feel empowered, you can feel productive. Guarantee you, I 100% bet my life on it. You will feel so enthusiastic about your role as a coach if you're feeling organized in the time that you're working. The problem comes when you're feeling scattered and then you feel overwhelmed. So if you can get your rhythm down, you can practice a few different versions of your own power hour and get to a vibe and a groove that you really enjoy and you feel efficient, man, you'll put your head down on the pillow every night and be super proud of yourself for the work that you got to accomplish. So it's a win-win, and then you get to help more people and your family gets the best of you without being like stressed out. So Steph, you're awesome. Thank you so much. I've got my notes here. Thank you so much for sharing. It was super valuable, super practical. It's one of my favorite types of training, stuff that we can go and dive in and implement right away. So I'm excited to see everybody's call to actions, and we will see everybody in the team pages. Have a really great night, you guys. Bye, everybody.
Bye.